Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we talk about everything financial literacy. And today I want to talk about a trade line with Navy Federal that I've seen people talk about, but I feel like it doesn't get its just due or enough mention. And for all intents and purposes, to me, it's a secret trade line that's been hiding in plain sight, and it can potentially help boost your credit score. On this channel, we've talked about the Navy Federal Pledge Loan, as many other people have. We've also talked about the Navy Federal secured credit card. Now, these are similar options that help you when you're trying to rebuild your credit. But there's a third option that I would actually recommend after you've gotten the pledge loan, after you've gotten the secured credit card, and you've built a relationship with Navy Federal, you've gotten the checking account, you've set up your direct deposit, and hopefully you're looking at the flagship. There is another option that I suggest that you attempt to get that can improve your credit score. So this account is what we're going to be focusing on today. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. So the account that we're going to be talking about is the Navy Federal Checking Line of Credit. Some of you know what a checking line of credit is. Some of you may not know what a checking line of credit is. So let's start by talking about what this account is. We'll get into the benefits, and we'll talk about why this is such a good account that you can actually use to build your credit and also increase your relationship with Navy Federal. So what is a checking line of credit? A checking line of credit is a revolving line of credit that's attached to your checking account. You'll actually see it on the Navy Federal app or on the website as its own account. Now, it protects you from overdrafts and from having transactions get denied for non-sufficient funds. And with Navy Federal's checking line of credit, you'll have peace of mind knowing that your checks, your transactions are covered with this convenient overdraft protection option. Now, that is what the account is meant for, but I don't think that the way that I like to look at things, I look at things a little bit differently. For this account, there is a few benefits that we'll get into of how this actually does help you build credit. So what's the difference between a loan and a line of credit? So a loan has a set term and a payment that has a maturity date. A line of credit operates like a credit card and is revolving until you close the line of credit down, and your payments will vary based on the balance that's on the account. So this is exactly what the checking line of credit is defined as, and I just wanted to separate the difference between that and a loan. And now let's get into what the benefits of this account actually are. The checking line of credit benefits. This account, in my eyes, is like a hybrid of a pledge loan and a secured credit card. And I'm going to go over why I see it as a hybrid. This account reports as a credit line. That's one thing I thought was very interesting. Yes, it's an account meant for overdraft protection, but it actually reports to the credit bureaus as a line of credit. It also helps you reduce your utilization. That's 30% of your credit score. The other percent is 35, which is on-time payments. The two combinations are what we use for 65% of our score, which is what makes them the two most important. This account, just being an account for overdraft protection, actually reports as a revolving account. Let's say that you're using 50% of your utilization and you're doing that between, like, let's say maybe two accounts. This one may come and add an extra revolving balance that could reduce that down to 10%, which would then increase your credit score a lot. It also reports on-time payments. That's the biggest weighted section of your credit score. It helps with that. Not only will this account help with your utilization, your credit mix, your on-time payments, it's also going to help with your internal score. That's just the additional plus. Even though it's supposed to function as just overdraft protection, can actually do a few different things when it comes to increasing your credit score. And that's why I said it reminds me of like a hybrid between a secured credit card and a pledge loan. Technically, the line of credit that it is looks like it's just a loan, but then at the same time, it has the benefits of a revolving account and also has the benefit of helping with your utilization, while at the same time being able to add to on-time payments, which both accounts actually do. So now that you understand the benefits of this checking line of credit and why I'm saying it's like a hybrid secret account that no one really talks about, or maybe they never thought about using it for the purpose of actually building credit, let's talk about the data points when it comes to this account. And I'm just going to be giving you my own personal data points and how this can benefit you further, but also how you can qualify to actually get this account. Now, here are the data points on the checking line of credit. I actually screenshot this from the time of application. The maximum limit that you can have on this checking line of credit is $5,000. I'm going to talk about some old data points later, but it's $5,000 for active duty members. If you are an active duty member, you can have $5,000 for your checking line of credit. If you are a non-active duty member, then you can have up to $3,000 for your checking line of credit. Now, this max limit is per member and can be spread amongst your accounts. So what I'm trying to say is you can have multiple checking accounts with Navy Federal. You can actually have, like, let's say an easy checking, a flagship checking. For whatever reason, maybe you have different bills coming out of different accounts. If you wanted to have a checking line of credit split between both of those accounts, if you're a non-active duty member, then you could do $1,500 linked to the flagship, $1,500 linked to the other account. That's just an example of how that can be split up. So you do need to go to the Navy Federal Credit Union website to apply for this account. I couldn't find it in the app. If you find it in the app, then, you know, please let me know in the comments, but I could not find it. You'll select new accounts in the upper right hand corner, and then you'll look for the checking and savings section. Okay, that's where you'll find this account. I may do a demonstration at the end, but you'll need to request specific amounts in $500 increments. Now, I did receive a TransUnion hard pull for this account. For data points, I can't say for sure what it is, but I did get a TransUnion hard pull. I received an instant approval of $3,000 for this account, and it was at a 13.99 APR. It can take around 2 hours to receive a decision during normal business hours. The APR can range from 13.99% to 17.99% at the time of recording this video. That may change depending on the time that you are watching this, okay? The information is always subject to change. Now, the minimum payments are 2% of the outstanding balance, or $20, whichever is greater. Do have a direct deposit going into my Navy Federal Credit Union checking account. I have the flagship account. I've been a member for about roughly like a year and a half, almost 2 years. And I use this account to pay bills from and, you know, keep a decent balance in there, enough to not have a fee from the flagship checking. I also do have the easy checking as well. Now, again, it will display on the site and the app. You will see this under the loans and credit section. It took about 1 day to show up. Now, if you ask for a limit increase on this account, you would follow the same procedures. You go online, you request the increase. It's very straightforward once you've done it one time. In the past, people have reported having credit lines of $15,000. Recent credit lines, you're looking at about $500. So it has changed recently in the last couple of years. Some of you may even have a checking line of credit where it's grandfathered in, where you have the $15,000 or $10,000 or $7,000 or what have you. But currently, most people, from what I can tell, are getting approved for the $500 with lower credit scores. But if you have a fair to exceptional credit, you may get the $3,000 credit line for the checking line of credit. And then I want to go over a little bit of information that's actually right here on this page. Again, this came from the screenshot at the time of applying for the checking line of credit. Process is quick and easy, and in many cases, your checking line of credit can be approved instantly. So normally this will be an instant approval. You'll need to have a few pieces of information on hand. Here is some of the information that you'll need to gather. Contact information. It's pretty simple: phone number and email, current employment and income information. Some loan requests require special handling. You may need to visit a branch, or you can also call the number that's listed here. And then note, and this is the part that I was talking about, your checking line of credit cannot exceed a combined total of $5,000. Generally, the combined credit limit for your checking line of credit account will be $500. If your application is approved, you may qualify for and be granted higher credit limits based on criteria in addition to credit worthiness, such as length of membership, direct deposit, and or active duty status, up to $3,000 for members not in active duty military service, up to $5,000 for active duty service members. A signed agreement is required for the checking line of credit to be activated. If you'd like your checking line of credit documents sent to an address other than your address on record, please call, and that's the number that you can actually call to do so. Now, one other thing I wanted to actually talk about is when it comes to getting this, who is the checking line of credit for? With the pledge loan, I believe that one is something that you can get approved for very quickly. You can also get approved for the secured credit card very easily. Some people don't. Usually in that case, you might have a bankruptcy or it's something else. But for the most part, those are really good options because you secure the line of credit with your own collateral. Thus, it's very, very unlikely you'll ever get denied. The checking line of credit is a little bit different. It does require you to at least have some amount of fair credit. And that's the reason why if you're going to apply for this, once again, like I emphasize, you can remove the hard inquiry if you get denied. That's okay. But it's another great option for you to build a relationship with Navy Federal. On top of that, if you're able to qualify for the $3,000, you never know, then it's going to report just like a credit card for you. So if you're someone that doesn't have a limit of $3,000 and you can use that additional credit line, especially if you're, building or rebuilding, I think this is a good thing to apply for. Maybe after you've built the relationship with Navy Federal, gotten that flagship account, done your direct deposit. I have a video on how to build your internal score. I have a video on, how to graduate your secure card. You can watch those videos. A few months down the line, if you're looking for an additional product, that's when I believe you should look at this. I believe you should look at this after you've tried to remove any collections, charge-offs. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have a TransUnion credit report and you know that your credit report has derogatory information, I would not apply for this. Apply for the secured card. Apply for the pledge loan first. I have plenty of videos that talk about removing collections, that talk about removing charge-offs. Get as much done as you can. After you've gotten a lot of stuff off, you've increased your score, then if you want to look into an additional trade line to add to your credit profile, to thicken it up, to continue to build a relationship with Navy Federal, this is one I would recommend. I would recommend this. Okay, this will most likely help with graduating a secure card. This will more than likely help with credit line increases. This will help with your credit score. This is a great account to have that I believe should be spoken about just as much as the pledge loan, just as much as the secure card. But because this one is not something that you can actually use for your collateral, like you can just put your money up, I understand the hesitation. So I do want to, say that before I just say go and apply. But again, worst case, you can remove the hard inquiry. That is the worst case scenario that will happen. Hey, you may even find out what your internal score is if you want to get that, because you do have to apply for something, and whether you're approved or denied, you can get your internal score. Usually it's with credit cards, but I digress. There's plenty of good benefits to trying out this account. Even if you get denied, I'm just looking at the upside. Again, there's always positives if you're looking for the positive in a situation. All right. And the last thing that I'll do is just show you how to find this account online, and then that'll be it. So right now I am on the Navy Federal website. Once you're logged in, you can go right here to where it says open new account. When you click on that, you'll see the option for deposit accounts. That's going to be the checking account, savings, and checking line of credit. And you can click on view all. Here are the current rates for the checking line of credit. The rates are from 13.9% to 17.9% APR. Now, protect your checking account from overdrafts and denied transactions with coverage from large unexpected expenses. You can click on apply. And when you click on apply, you'll get that same screen that I was talking about before. And then you can scroll down to the bottom and click continue. So on the next screen, you'll continue with the application and it says, how are you applying? And you can select individually. And then it just asks you to please have the following information, and then you'll click continue. Once you click continue, this is the screen that you'll get. You'll want to enter your loan amount. So open new checking line of credit. It says generally the combined credit limit for your checking line of credit accounts will be $500. So in this case, you would select your checking account and then we would pick exactly how much we were going for. Now I'm just showing combined total checking line of credit for all accounts is $5,000. And I'm just selecting that one just as an example, just so, you see that it can be $5,000, and then we'd hit continue. Now on the next step, it's going to ask you to enter your contact information. That's going to be your phone number, your email. It's also going to ask for your home ownership information, your employment status, the name of your employer, the length of time that you've been with your employer, your monthly income before taxes, and then other monthly income, whether it's part-time income, military allowance, or any other discretionary income that you have. All right, so it's going to have the requested checking line of credit. It's going to have the account that it's going to be associated with, and this is going to be the combined total checking line of credit for all accounts. It's going to have your applicant information on the side, which will have your name, your contact phone number, your email address, your housing, whether you are owning or renting. It's going to have your employment status, your current employer, your current monthly income, and other monthly income. If you have any additional income, part-time job or discretionary income, you would add that as well. Now, once you finish the application, you're going to get something like this. It's going to say checking line of credit information. You have agreed to proceed with your application. In most cases, a decision is made in less than 2 hours. Please click the button below to complete the application and obtain your confirmation number. So you'll hit continue. So this is for the document delivery. You'll receive and sign your document securely or electronically. And you can also choose whether or not you would like it to be 5 to 7 business days and you get a mailed paper document. Once that's done, you submit and your application is completed. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully this information was valuable to you. If you do like this account, if you use it currently, drop that in the comments. If this is something that you think that you're looking at applying for, let us know if you were approved and what you were approved for. If you were denied, even so, that's okay. Let us know if you were able to see your internal score when you got the letter back from Navy Federal. All this information is good. It helps us continue to, strengthen our knowledge, to know these products, know these services, and also know how these things can benefit us no matter if we're approved or denied. So again, thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a wonderful day.